the cruise has come to an end. I think we had a great time. We spent the end of last night kind of just watching the aqua show, and then we just went around the ship, got some late night pizza, and just did a few things to wrap up the last night. Right now we actually have an airboat excursion booked, and this excursion will take us straight to the airport. So we checked in and they gave us these little stickers that we have to wear. So we're leaving in about 5 minutes to go there. And then that'll give us something to do while we wait for our flight later. And then it's also transportation to the airport. So we just got out of the terminal and we are following the signs to the airport. Actually, we should go to the right. I don't know if we should go to the right or left. Because we have transfers, but then shore excursions, and we're doing a shore excursion. So we're gonna try to the left.
This one's to the right.
Thank you. Okay, so even though the sign said to the right for those were probably for airport transfers only, we're going to the left because we're technically a shore excursion with an airport transfer included. Just made it to our excursion, Everglades Holiday Park. We're supposed to be doing a boat ride and like an alligator show, so we'll see. And they also warned us about the birds that try to take your food, so that's why you see this sign about the wildlife.
Folks, so before we take off here today, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a little biography about myself so you guys know who your captain is. So, again, my name is Captain Rich, or Captain Richard, on these buoys over here. Now, these guys are very unique. Not only can they fly very well like most birds, but these guys can actually swim even better. These guys are phenomenal swimmers, and they need to be in order to catch their food, which is going to be fish. Birds can move very, very fast, and they need to be also very agile in order to catch all these fish. So these guys can actually move up to 15 miles an hour in under a second in this water. So they'll use that nice burst of speed and those nice sharp beaks that they have to go ahead and grab any of these fish. You guys can see we have a black vulture. Now, a couple of quick facts here about the Everglades. The Everglades is actually Florida's largest and slowest moving river. So it's very, very slow, but a very, very large area as well. This river only moves around a mile to a mile and a half a day. So it's very, very slow moving water. The reason for that is because Florida, as some of you guys may know, is a very flat state. We don't have any mountains at all, and we have a few hills here and there, but just not enough elevation to really affect the water speed here. So that's why these waters move very slow. They call it the slow river of grass, is another name for the Everglades. Now it's a very large area as well. Like I said, it's around 18,000 square miles, or around 2 times the size of the state of New Jersey. So it's a very, very large area we have to explore. We do not have all the time. It would probably take us a few years to explore all of it, but we have a little bit of time here, so we're just going to scratch the surface and kind of get a feel for how these animals live out here. Now, if you guys look in the water right now, you guys are going to be able to see the bottom pretty well. The water is pretty clear today, so I want you guys to make sure you're looking in the water every so often to see if you guys can see some extra wildlife. Here, we use them to actually gauge the water depth. So if you want to know how deep an area is, if it has spatter docks in it, we have a pretty good idea of how deep that water is. Now I'm going to teach you guys how we use these spatter docks to gauge that water depth. So these spatter docks, they only grow up to 6 feet tall. So automatically, whenever you see these guys in the water, you know that the water is going to be 6 feet or less. Because these guys don't grow in water that is more than 6 feet, just because they need that top flower to stick out at the top. So automatically 6 feet when we see them. Now, if you look to our right, you can see a lot of these are actually kind of looking dilapidated, hanging out like to the side, or some of them are actually sticking out of the water. That just means that those are fully grown and they're in more shallow water. So that water there is probably around 4.5 feet. Now, you guys might be able to smell a smelly smell that smells smelly. Now, that smell that we're smelling right now is going to be from these vultures. Now, we saw one of them already. We'll see if we can see a few more of them hanging out inside of these trees. Already dead, kind of like roadkill. If a car hits something and it's on the side of the road, you'll see these vultures eating it. So that animal's going to be, already dead, probably rotting. So it's not going to smell too great. And then you have this vulture come along and stick his entire body inside of that animal to try and feed. So this guy's probably going to smell like some dead animal. Now, mix that with all these nice, beautiful stains on these trees, like this one in front of us, this nice white stain. That's actually going to be their poop. So you can see very large amounts of these guys will congregate on top of these plants, on top of these trees here. They'll just kind of let it rip. If they need to go to the bathroom, they're wildlife. They're going to go wherever they want. And the dead animal on their body, this area is not going to smell too hot. So look up to our top left, and you guys will actually be able to see one of these vultures hanging out in the tree. Now these guys are pretty large.
We just finished the airboat tour, and that was actually really, really good. It was only 30 minutes, so it was kind of short, but we did get to see a lot. So now we are making our way to the gator presentation, because I guess they have gators and maybe a few other animals for us to see. Now entering the Gator Boys territory.
Boy, it's not that kind of wrestling. You know it's not that kind of wrestling, Sebastian. No. All alligator wrestling really is, it's the old Seminole capturing techniques mimicked in a pit like this with a few extra stunts thrown in. So there's 3 or 4 of us who, actually it's just 2 of us right now, who actually volunteer our time here. We're not employed by the park for the same reason the trappers aren't employed by the state, and that's just liability. So the only money I do make throughout the day comes from the tip basket you guys see down there. So anything you throw in there for me goes towards any medical bills I may get doing the show, gas and equipment to go out and get these guys. Quite frankly, it also goes towards keeping the lights on. So anything you guys do through there, I appreciate. But with that, I'm going to the first show, because she's a little bit more of a nervous alligator than some of these other guys. I've noticed that if I use her earlier in the morning, she tends to be a little bit calmer, which is good for me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab her. Excuse me, McLovin. What's up, can I get you to walk forward or do I have to drag you? Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, Fahrenheit. Then I need you to go in the middle, in the middle, in the middle.
Oh my god.
Right in the middle, right in the middle, no more, Fahrenheit. The middle, come on, you're doing so good. Fahrenheit, it's just one show. It's one show, it's 8 minutes tops, that's it, you're done. But you gotta do one show, I gotta do them all, work with me. You're 35 years old, I shouldn't have to drag your butt to work. Come on, kid, let's go. And right now, I'm just going to try to be really gentle with her. Because like I said, she's a little bit more nervous, so I kind of just let her settle in a little bit. Okay, kid? A little bit tense. Go. Alright, so, if you were a Seminole warrior back in the late 1800s, you're going out catching one of these guys, you're doing it to feed your family, but you always wanted to catch them alive. Okay, alligator meat spoils very quickly in the hot Florida sun. First thing you want to do, you want to secure the jaws. An alligator this size, she has over 2,000 pounds of crushing power per square inch in her jaws, enough to crush any bone in your body. You do need 2 hands to tie a good knot, so something has to hold those jaws shut while you do it, or you risk losing your fingers in the process. So the Seminoles came up with a technique that we now refer to as bulldogging. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that for you guys. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Fahrenheit's jaws shut between my chin and my chest, and that will leave my hands free to take out leather or a rope and tie a knot. So if you want to take any pictures, I recommend waiting until my arms go out to the side, or you see the blood pouring down my throat, you know, until it comes first. This is usually where I tell the kids to just, hey, stay in school. It's like, nah. Kids never like that joke. Take your pictures quickly, please. So, this will give me time to take out leather or rope, do a couple wraps, tie a knot, and have myself a cotton-tied alligator. Now, I'm going to go over some of Fahrenheit's anatomy for you guys real quick. The eyes of an alligator, they're very well protected. They have very deep eye sockets. So anything threatens the eyes, they just kind of drop to the bottom of the eye sockets. Hold on. Hey, be cool, kid, be cool, be cool, be cool. So anything threatens the eyes, they just kind of drop to the bottom of the eye sockets out of the way of harm. She's got upper leathery eyelids. She's got lower eyelids like you and I have. She also has a third eyelid, and it's called the nictitating membrane. It's a little transparent lens you're going to see move from front to back. I'm going to show you guys on this side first, but you're going to see it right when the eye kind of pops open, okay? So let me get her to kind of just sit down real quick. You're okay, kid, you're okay. It's acting a little bit funny this morning. But again, you're going to see it right when the eye kind of pops open. So, right there, one more time, right there. And then that nictitating membrane kind of acts like a pair of goggles for the alligator underwater, right there. It also helps her to clear dust and debris from her eyes. So one more time, so this will see, right there. And then right behind her eyes are her ears, these little flaps, you know, very cute, very cute. And even with those small ears, alligators can actually hear better than you and I can on land. They can also hear very, very well under the water. Now, between the ears, behind the eyes, located right about there, alligator's brain. Now the alligator's brain, about the size of a walnut, I'm being generous. The only animal in the entire world with a smaller brain to body size ratio is of course the alligator wrestler. I still don't, if she lets me. So, Fahrenheit, she's got 40 teeth on top, 40 teeth on the bottom. So if you look at the back of the throat, you're going to see she has little to no throat opening. She's got an oversized palatal valve or glottis, and that actually allows her to capture her prey underwater without drowning. She usually then surface above the water to swallow that prey whole. Now, I'm going to go ahead and we'll do one last trick for you guys. This last trick, if it's done right, it's called the close shave. If it goes horribly, horribly wrong, it's called face off. So, listen, when I was a kid, my dream was always to be a musician. The entertainment industry sucked me in. This is where it spit me out. But seriously, kid, just stay in school. Still no. Sometimes people clap. Listen, this smells amazing, by the way. Thank you, sweet girl. As you guys can see, you know, there's no animosity towards me. There's no hard feelings or anything like that. They're not man-eating vicious monsters like people make them out to be. You know, if you leave them alone, you don't feed them, you don't swim in their habitats.
The alligator show is done. It was really good. Now we're just waiting in line. I think they're doing photos with the baby alligator. They have a snake, a baby gator, and then I see they might have an albino alligator. I think it costs extra, but we'll find out. We're waiting in line now. So we're making our way through. It looks like they kind of just have the in the cages for you to look at. So here's a baby gator here.
Oh, here's a big cage.
He's bigger.
He's a big.
Another one. And this is Luna, the albino alligator, and it is huge. And these are extremely rare.